That's good. That is recording. It is. Okay. So, just a normal conversation. Just me and you talking. So, what is your name and where are you from?
I'm Jin and I'm from South Korea.
And how long have you been modeling and influencing for?
I've been modeling for 5 years and then influencing for 6-7 years.
And has that been mostly, you live in London now?
Yeah.
You started in Korea?
Yeah, I did. I started in Korea, but my followings are mostly in the US.
In the US?
Yes.
Is there any particular reason why?
So, my photo went viral because I was a meme.
Really?
Yes. So in rush hour, there is this little girl called Sooyoung. And this guy who had this huge meme platform, he made a meme using my photo saying that's her. Sooyoung grew up to be basically me. But it wasn't true. But people didn't care and they just started following me. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I just turned that opportunity to have the presence online. Yeah, that's how it started.
Wow, as a meme.
Yeah.
So that leads to the next question. So you've gained over 1 million followers on Instagram. How did you build that following as a plus size model in Korea? So you mentioned the meme happened and it went viral. Was there any other factors that?
So I started gaining lots of followers, like in a day, 20K, 30K people started following me. And have you heard of Fashion Nova?
Yes.
When Fashion Nova launched the curve line back in 2017, they reached out to me saying, we want to send you some clothes. And that was like when I started influencing, yeah.
So did you do so a lot of your presence was in the US and you worked with Fashion Nova, which is again in the States. Did you do any major things or any deals here in Korea at all with any brands?
In Korea, not really, because when I started in 2017, there's no such word plus size model or curve model in Korea. So yeah, nothing was major here, but I just got the opportunity to be working with the brand in the US. And then it kind of opened the opportunities for me to work with other brands. And I decided to move to London. Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
So I've lived here for maybe 2 and a bit years now, and I've always heard about Korean beauty standards, but living here, I truly see it now.
Yeah.
So Korea is known for its high beauty standards. How did this affect you, like growing up here?
Oh my. So basically, growing up, right now I'm confident. I feel like I'm okay looking. But I never known that when I was growing up in Korea. Nobody told me that I was beautiful. Nobody told me it's okay to be myself. They always push me to lose weight, do something with my appearance. So I basically had eating disorder. Of course, I would act like I'm not eating anything. But at night, I would buy some snacks and just eat it and throw up. And also bullying. I was always a big girl. I mean, I'm not even that big, but in Korea, I was big. I've been a big girl growing up, and they bullied me a lot because I was bigger than all the boys in the class. They always called me pig and other names because I was big. So that affected me a lot as well. Yeah.
And did you use any of that, would I say trauma from, did that fuel your career as an adult, would you say?
Yes, I had to work on myself a lot because of that trauma. I always thought, like, if I was born in the States or in European countries, would would I go through all these things that I went through in Korea? It's not fair. So I always felt like it's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had to work on myself, just how I see myself, my body image, and everything else.
And you made it on the other side. No.
Mm-hmm.
You're confident now, you would
Yeah.
say. Yeah. So, you currently live in London. How long have you been there, and what made you decide to live there?
Nearly 5 years now. I moved to London in 2019. And so I visited 2 years ago, 2 years before I completely moved to London. So 2017, I visited because one of my friends was living there. And I lived in the States for school. So I was like a California girl. I don't like European people. But you know what? Let me just go there and see. Because in Korea, you can apply for this visa that you can work for 2 years in the UK. So I was thinking that, and maybe I should go first and see. And I went, and I just loved the diversity there. I just felt like people were just accepting me as who I am. No one was staring at me. I could wear whatever I wanted. And no one called me fat. And I was just happy, Diversity is everywhere. I can see this girl wearing, even though she's bigger than me, she's wearing crop tops and she's slaying it. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Maybe I can live there and be free. Because I always thought that I was different from Korean people, just my mindset, Because in Korea, it's not good to stand out, You always have to mix in the crowd. I just hated that because I don't like black clothes. I don't. I want to wear colorful clothes, and as my size, when I wear those clothes in Korea, people would just say something. Why would you wear those kind of clothes? Like, you stand out. It's not good. I was like, what's wrong with that? Yeah.
So, living in Korea, it's very much about conforming to the societal norms, would you say?
Yes. And I had difficulty doing that. So much difficulty.
Your friends in Korea, do you also have similar mindsets as well? Did you find like-minded people here in Korea?
When I was living in Korea, no. But now I can see that their mindset a bit changed. Now they're accepting more diversity, more size, different sizes. But back in 13, 14, no, I would say.
So times have changed now.
Yes, definitely.
So you're the founder of the first plus size agency in Korea. How's the journey been like, and did you face any backlash from the community here in Korea at all?
So the journey has been amazing. It's very accomplishing because one of my models, she was the first plus size model to be working with Nike Korea in commercial. So when that happened, I was like, oh, this is working, I can finally see Korea is changing. And yeah, it's been great. Now I can see more magazines trying to work with us. Gemma, who's also our model, she's been working with lots of major magazines, such as Vogue, Yeah, it's been great. And backlashes, it's always there, People are commenting like crazy on the internet, like models should be all skinny and good looking. But what is really a good looking model? And I think models should be able to represent all the sizes, because we're not the same. You have like models with Down syndrome because people with Down syndromes also they buy clothes with like size 14, 16 models. Like you have to include all the differences in sizing and appearances.
100%.
But I don't think Korean people are ready to like completely accept the fact because it's such a huge change for them, I would say. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, if you can give any advice to any aspiring plus size models who currently live in Korea, as brutally honest as you can be?
I would say be consistent because you might not be able to see the change instantly. I know you are struggling, but it's definitely changing because of you, because of what you're doing. And also, Korea is such a small country. You can see all these plus size models, curve models slaying on runways in the UK or in New York. So just don't be afraid to be one of those people who lead other people in Korea. So, yeah.
Lead the pack.
Yes.
Lead the pack.
Leader.
Lead the pack. Okay. So, is there any cultural differences you've encountered modeling between Korea and the UK? Now you've lived in both countries.
Modeling wise, when I work in London, when I work in the UK, they have this stereotype for East Asian models. We always have to be the cutest one in the group, you know? So they always want me to have those like bright cheeks with some pigtails and bubbly personalities. But I also want to be sexy, you know? I also want to be the most attractive one in the group, but it's always like, you know, one race.
They put you in the box.
Yes. So that's struggling. I would say influencing wise, in the UK it's more genuine. So you want to share your genuine experiences. Wouldn't say you want to sell certain products. You wouldn't do that as an influencer. You're more interested in social issues. You're more interested in sharing your own experiences. But in Korea, I would say influencing is more like selling products and making making
profits.
Yes, profits. Making profits. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's genuine because they would say some good stuff just for the money. They wouldn't even use that product, but they would just be like, you know, this is like the one that I'm selling right now. You should buy it. Yeah, so I don't really want to say that I'm an influencer in Korea because I don't think people are seeing it how I see it. So I just say I'm a content creator.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some content from like Korean influencers, and it does seem as if it is very much like, here, take this, buy this product. And I've seen from Western influencers, they take a bit more care with their content, and they try and maybe even, you know, create a story behind it, how it relates to them in their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But it could also be, I think in the UK, for example, when influencing started getting big, I think it started how Korea is at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe Korea is in its like infancy, and it will eventually get to that stage.
I think nowadays people want to buy stuff, not be sold. So, like you said, Korea is going through that at the moment. Yeah.
So with time, maybe it will change.
Definitely.
Maybe. So what is something you do to maintain a positive online presence and dealing with online trolls or any negativity? How do you manage that online?
Personally, I go through phases. One day I hate myself. Next day I feel okay. But I don't necessarily put it online. But the thing with me is I forget fast. So I would go to shoot with this company, and I feel like I'm not really doing well. But next day I'm like, forget it. So that helps me a lot. And as a model, I think you should be able to I just don't, people don't know me well, and whatever they say about me is not true, so it doesn't really affect me. And whatever they say to me is what they say to themselves. So when they say, you're too fat, you can't be online, like showing off your body, and I just feel like that's what you want to say to yourself because you're not happy. Yeah, that's how I take it.
And do you ever see yourself coming to live back in Korea again?
No. Sadly, no.
Why?
Because I'm too comfortable living in London, and because I experienced that with my whole heart, like how comfortable I could be living in London, and how diverse it is. I just can't come back here, deal with the same problem.
Do you ever feel like you already have helped, with people's self-image here and their confidence? Do you ever feel like, oh, maybe I should come back here and do it, like hands-on?
I feel like if I were living in Korea how I work is I just work online. I'm not physically in Korea, but I do things online, living in London, just emailing people. But I sometimes think if I lived in Seoul, things could have been better. Work-wise, the Curve Korea, it could have been better, and it could grow much faster. But personally, I just can't do it.
Done with it.
No, yes.
And I think this is similar to the last question. How do you handle body image and self-esteem issues in a modeling agency?
Oh, modeling agency?
Industry. Sorry,
okay.
Industry.
So when I work, I see all these. So as an East Asian person, your body proportion is not good. I would say comparing to Western models. Do you say? We have bigger heads, chunkier body, But that's just my heritage. I can't change it. So I'm just trying to accept it. I mean, double the size, double the beauty. That's how I'm trying to see it. Yeah.
And if there's any last word you can give to anybody that's watching this at all, what would it be?
In Korea?
Korea, the US, anywhere.
Wait. My journey wasn't easy to completely accept who I am. I'm still struggling, to be honest. But I think loving yourself is not like a homework that you can finish one day. It's a lifelong journey, So don't force yourself to change too fast. Like, oh, I want to love myself, and tomorrow I want to love myself. Sorry, what the fuck? let me rephrase. So it's not like a homework that you can finish a day. If you didn't love yourself today, you can love yourself tomorrow. It's like that. So don't get frustrated. Don't be upset because you can't love yourself today. You can do it tomorrow. Maybe you can say you're beautiful to yourself tomorrow, even though you said you're ugly today. It's like that, you know.
Very good. Good words of wisdom. Good words of wisdom.